For more than 8 centuries, Ireland endured conquest, colonization, rebellion, and resistance. From the first English invasion in the 12th century to the birth of the Irish Republic in the 20th, the story of Ireland is one of oppression and resilience, of a small nation that refused to surrender its soul. In 1169, Norman knights from Wales landed in Ireland, invited by an Irish king, Diarmait mac Murchada, who sought help to reclaim his throne. But what began as an alliance quickly became a conquest. By 1171, King Henry II of England arrived with a massive army declaring Ireland under English control, the first foreign ruler to claim the island. Thus began 800 years of English dominance, a story written in blood, rebellion, and survival. Over the next 3 centuries, English power grew around Dublin, an area called the Pale, while native Irish lords held the rest of the land. 2 Irelands emerged, the English colony and the Gaelic world beyond it. But the English crown wanted more. Laws were passed banning Irish language, dress and customs. The Irish were treated as inferior in their own homeland. By the 1500s, English kings like Henry VIII began a full-scale campaign to subdue the island. Henry declared himself King of Ireland in 1541, dissolving monasteries and seizing lands. Resistance flared across the country, led by Gaelic chieftains who refused to bow. The early 1600s brought catastrophe. After the defeat of the great Irish lords at the Battle of Kinsale, 1601, English colonization accelerated. The Ulster Plantation followed, vast tracts of land confiscated and given to English and Scottish settlers. The native Irish were pushed to poor rocky lands or driven west, beyond the Pale. In 1641, rebellion broke out, a desperate attempt to reclaim lost lands. But when Oliver Cromwell invaded in 1649, his campaign left tens of thousands dead. Villages were burned, priests were executed, and survivors were sent as slaves to the Caribbean. The phrase, "to hell or to Connaught," became the fate of the Irish people, exiled to the poorest lands or exterminated. The defeat of the Irish Catholic army at the Battle of the Boyne, 1690, sealed Protestant rule. The penal laws followed, designed to crush the Catholic majority. Catholics couldn't vote or hold public office. They couldn't own land or receive education. Priests were outlawed, churches destroyed. For over a century, the Irish were treated as strangers in their own country, their faith, language, and rights stripped away. Yet, through secret schools, whispered prayers, and songs of rebellion, the Irish spirit endured. Inspired by the American and French revolutions, a new dream arose, not just Catholic freedom, but Irish unity. In 1798, the United Irishmen, led by Theobald Wolfe Tone, rose in revolt. Their vision, an independent, democratic Ireland, Catholic, Protestant, and dissenter together. But the uprising was brutally crushed. Tens of thousands died, and Tone himself was captured and died in prison. The dream of a united Irish Republic was buried, but not forgotten. In 1801, Ireland was formally merged into the United Kingdom. The Irish Parliament was abolished. Decisions were made in London. Despite campaigns by leaders like Daniel O'Connell for Catholic rights, most Irish people remained poor and powerless. Then, in 1845, disaster struck. The Great Famine. The potato crop failed, but the British government continued exporting food from Ireland. Over 1 million people died of starvation and disease. Another 1 million fled abroad, to Britain, America, and beyond. The population of Ireland fell by half. For many, it was not just a tragedy, it was an act of tyranny. After the famine, Ireland's call for freedom grew louder. Secret societies like the Fenians plotted armed rebellion, while leaders such as Charles Stewart Parnell demanded home rule, the right for Ireland to govern itself. London resisted. Decade after decade, bills were debated, delayed, and denied. The frustration of peaceful politics would soon give way to revolution. At Easter 1916, a small band of rebels seized Dublin's General Post Office and declared an Irish Republic. The Easter Rising was crushed within a week, its leaders executed, but their sacrifice ignited a flame. By 1919, the Irish War of Independence had begun, led by Michael Collins and the IRA. 2 years later, the Anglo-Irish Treaty created the Irish Free State, a new nation, though 6 northern counties remained under British rule. After centuries of struggle, Ireland had at last broken its chains. The story didn't end there. Civil war, partition, and decades of conflict in Northern Ireland followed. But the Irish Republic survived. From the ashes of tyranny rose a free democratic nation, one that remembers its past, honors its martyrs, and cherishes peace hard won. 800 years of conquest could not erase Ireland's soul. Through invasion, famine, and rebellion, the Irish people held fast to their identity, their language, their faith, and their unyielding belief in freedom. Today, Ireland stands as proof that a small nation, though oppressed for centuries, can endure, rise, and shine anew. As the old saying goes, they tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds.